All right, today on the channel, I'm going to be giving you guys the rundown, the 411 on the Sonos Port. So whether you just purchased this product and you're looking to set it up and figure out some of the features, or it's something that you're looking to possibly buy in the future, hopefully you leave this video a little bit more educated and informed than you came. If you guys like this type of content, make sure you give it a thumbs up. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. For those of you who clicked on this video and have absolutely no idea what the Sonos Port is, let me give you a quick rundown. To define the port in its simplest form, this device allows non-Sonos speakers to use Sonos technology. So just imagine a hardwire home surround sound or whole home speaker system being controlled by your smartphone utilizing the proprietary Sonos app. All right, let's do a quick rundown of what comes in the box. First and foremost, you will find a 12-volt power cable, followed by an RCA analog cable, the Sonos Port itself, of course, and then last but not least, a welcome quick start guide, which has various instructions on how to actually set up the Sonos Port and the app, as well as some legal paperwork. So pretty much what you can expect when you're unboxing this product. Now, if you've been following Sonos for a while, you guys know that the Sonos Port is meant to directly replace the Sonos Connect. So there is many upgrades and changes that they've made to the port. And one of which I know Sonos is really proud of is the product aesthetics. They've been completely overhauled. The Sonos Port is relatively the same size as the Connect. However, it's almost 50% thinner, which is actually really impressive. And it makes housing this piece of hardware extremely easy. Just for a reference point, the Sonos Port was intentionally made so that it can fit into a 1U rack for a clean and simple installation by professionals, and those are primarily the people who are going to be utilizing this product anyway. Not only that, we'll notice that the Sonos chose to go with a matte black finish over that outdated white and silver finish from the Sonos Connect, so that looks really nice. It matches a lot of your existing audio hardware devices because a lot of that stuff is made black. You're also going to notice that the Sonos has removed the play and pause buttons from the face of the device and instead has opted to go with a single LED status indicator light, which just gives it a fresh, sleek, and modern finish. So when we flip the port around, we're going to see quite a few different things going on here. So I want to take a little bit of time and go over this so you guys understand the different ports and everything on the back. Starting out, we have an RCA analog output, and now that port is going to be pretty simple. It's so that you can connect the port into a power amplifier or receiver so that you can actually utilize the port and set it up to stream music and use the app. Followed by an RCA input, which is directly next to it. Now the input specifically is going to be really nice if you have another piece of external media, for example, maybe a turntable or something like that, that has a built-in preamp, because this is going to allow you to share music through the input. Next up, you're going to notice that the port features a digital coax output as well as a DC power input. Next up, you're going to notice some 100 megabits per second Ethernet ports for a hardwired internet connection. It is important to note that this device does have Wi-Fi featured, but I always personally like to hardwire things if I can. We'll get a little bit more into the features and stuff on this product later. Next up, you're also going to notice a 12-volt trigger port, which I will touch a little more on that later because that's a really exciting upgrade that the Sonos Connect did not have. And rounding everything off, you're going to notice the only single button on the port, which is the connect button. Moving right along, I want to get into some of the awesome new features that Sonos is giving to us with the port. Starting number one with probably the biggest feature for iPhone users is that the Sonos Port is now Apple AirPlay 2 compatible, and this simply means that it's going to allow Apple users to use Wi-Fi to send things like your personal music library from iTunes over through the Sonos Port, which is really going to be great for anyone, like I said, that utilizes an iPhone or an iPad. Now, for all the Android users out there, Sonos didn't forget about you guys because you can use Google Cast from your phone to access your Google Music library and send the music straight through to the Sonos Port as well. So as you guys already know, the Sonos Port does come featured with Wi-Fi built in. However, as I had mentioned before, me personally, I'm going to be taking advantage of those 100 megabit per second Ethernet ports on the back, but it's really nice just to have the option just in case for some reason you don't have an extra port or you just can't get a wire to your Sonos Port. It's really nice that we have the ability to use Wi-Fi just in case. By far, my favorite feature is that the Sonos Port has a 12-volt trigger on the back of the unit. Unlike the previous Sonos Connect, now when you start playing your music, the port will trigger your receiver or power amp to turn on, and then after it's not being used for a little while, the power amp will just shut off. Now, for all the smart home enthusiasts out there, to answer your question, yes, you can utilize either your Google Home or your Amazon Alexa to trigger those voice commands and start and stop the music through the Sonos Port. So the last feature that I wanted to touch on briefly is the Sonos Port is a preamp. So what this means is you can change the output to be either fixed or variable. A great example of the Sonos Port being variable is if the end user wants to have, the port connected to a power amplifier and then have in-app volume control over his or her in-ceiling speakers throughout the Sonos app. Now, keep in mind, if you want to use the Sonos Port to connect to a stereo receiver for, let's just say, surround sound, you're going to want to keep that in fixed mode because a receiver is already going to have built-in volume control. So we're going to want to keep those volume controls at the receiver level only. I'm going to just let you know right now, installation is extremely simple. It only requires a few steps, so I'm just going to try to run you through those on this video right now. If you don't need to do that, you can go ahead and skip ahead to the part after this. But number one, you're going to need to download the Sonos app on your smartphone and then simply create an account. At this point, we can go ahead and unpackage the included RCA cables. We're going to go ahead and plug one end into the analog output on the back of the port, and then the other end is going to go into the back of our receiver or power amplifier. I personally plugged it into the CD port because that's closest to what I'm going to be utilizing the port for anyway. So after account creation and downloading the app's going to go ahead and let you know to plug in your brand new Sonos port. And that way it's going to be able to intelligently sense which piece of hardware from Sonos that you have. And then it's going to give you step-by-step instructions, including little videos that are going to show you how to pair this Sonos port. So we're going to go ahead and follow those instructions now. Now, when instructed to do so, we're going to go ahead and flip the Sonos port around, and we're going to hit the only button on the entire port, and that is the Sonos Connect button. And after that, the app is going to do its thing, and it's going to auto connect this piece of hardware onto your smartphone and Sonos app. So just to recap a basic setup of the Sonos port, you're going to need to connect it over RCA cables to a power amplifier and loudspeakers. It will also need to be connected to a network, and that way it can access internet through your router. Remember, this can be done through hardwire Ethernet ports on the back, or you can use Wi-Fi. That's totally up to you. Now, my final thoughts on the Sonos port is I think it's a little bit pricey, coming in at $450 plus tax. But I think it could be a great solution for a homeowner who already has a whole home audio setup, but they just want to be able to take advantage of that easy to use Sonos interface, Apple AirPlay 2, along with integrating great streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, and many more. I think it could be a really nice and seamless transition into having, either a partial Sonos system or having some hardwire speakers, some Sonos speakers, and this could really just act as that smart hub to really bridge the gap. For anyone looking to purchase the Sonos port, I will go ahead and leave an Amazon affiliate link in the description below. That does give me a little kickback off of your purchase. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help the channel grow and support me. So I'd greatly appreciate you using that. If not, if you want to grab it locally, you can get it through big box retailers like a Best Buy. All right, guys, if you have any additional questions about the Sonos port, leave them down in the comment section below, and I will get to you as fast and as accurate as humanly possible. Let me know if you guys enjoy this type of content. I know Sonos just came out with the Sonos Arc soundbar that comes equipped with Dolby Atmos surround sound. So if you guys are excited about that product and you want to see it on the channel, let me know about it and I will get it on here for you and inform you. If you guys made it this far in the video, you might as well hit the subscribe button and help me out, as I am actively trying to grow. And until I see you guys next time, we out.